Hello, my YouTube people. So I was on my Twitch, and a lot of people were requesting I use different Pokemon, and a lot of them were underused. So, rather than getting my ass kicked, using them in OU, I decided to ask for a UU match. This is a battle against Fred, who actually did beat this team basically a battle before using an OU team, but now he wanted to battle in UU. And yeah, I switched out the only OU Pokemon I was using before, and let's go ahead and do this. So, a little bit of note about this Mienshao. It notoriously misses. And people on the stream were like, ripping on it hard, as was I, because, yeah, once again, another miss. Nothing unusual for this Mienshao. But yeah, so I go for another Stone Edge, and this time I actually hit, but it was an Aggron, so not really what I wanted to do. So I go out into Donphan because, yeah, it's a pretty good Aggron counter. He's going to Mega Evolve, obviously, because that is what Aggron does, typically. Regular Aggron is just not that good. Either way, so he Mega Evolves and Heavy Slams me, and it's not going to end up doing that much due to Donphan's pretty good bulk. But yeah, he is going to switch, not wanting to take an Earthquake. He goes out into his Crawdaunt, which will not take the Earthquake too well, being that Crawdaunt is not very bulky. But it will force Donphan to switch out because I do not want to get hit by an Aqua Jet, which I know it almost certainly is carrying. So I go into my Lantern, thinking that I should be able to take it pretty well. And Crawdaunt is pretty powerful, but not powerful enough to do that much, although this knockoff does a ton. Stab knockoff nearly kills Lantern, who is more specially bulky than physical. But I am able to get off the Volt Switch, which is able to take out the Crawdaunt, although now I am forced to switch into a Pokemon before he does. So I just go back into Mienshao as he goes into Salamence, and I'm like, okay, Mienshao, you have another chance. You have another chance to prove your... Oh, God, Mienshao, why? Oh. I think at this point, overall on the stream, it was like 1 for 6 with high... No, it was like 1 for 6 at this point, with high jump kicks and Stone Edges. In fact, I think at one of the battles before, it missed 2 high jump kicks in a row, basically killing itself. Either way, so, that gives this Salamence free setup, and that is just not good. And on top of that, now it has Moxie, so... Salamence is a monster. It really shouldn't be UU in the first place, but whatever. I have Donphan, and I do have the Ice Shard, but Ice Shard being a not very high base power move, not to mention isn't stabbed on Donphan, doesn't quite do the trick. And yeah, at +2 attack, I think at this point that Dragon Claw wrecks Donphan, and he gets another Moxie. At this point, my only hope is Honchkrow, and the only thing I have that's priority is Sucker Punch, which requires him to attack first. But yeah, he's going to predict that first Sucker Punch and then go for the Dragon Dance. And now, luckily enough for me, he thought I would switch it up and go for a non-priority move to definitely predicting that he would continue to use Dragon Dance, which is a good prediction for me because I'm able to take out that Salamence and get a Moxie boost on my own. Sorry, of my own. Now he goes back into Florges, which this thing doesn't have a whole lot of physical defense, and I have a Moxie, so I'm just going to Brave Bird and... see what I can do, and yeah, that ends up just destroying Florges, so I'm pretty happy about that. And not to mention, I get yet another Moxie boost. So he goes out into the thing now that he should have went out into to begin with, which is Aggron, which has a ton of defense, and I have no move to super affect it or even do neutral damage to it, being that I only carry Dark... Wait, Dark? Well, Dark would be neutral against it, but still it has enormous defense. So I go into this little Durant thing, and Durant is a Pokemon that someone requested I use, and yeah, it also has Hustle. So my superpower missed, as he gets a free Hone Claws. So I'm like, come on, man, don't miss out on me, Durant, and there you go, a good hit there on the Aggron. Not quite enough to take it out due to its ability Filter, but yeah, it is enough to... you know, do good damage so I can hopefully revenge kill it with something else. So it's like, okay, Mienshao, at this point people were yelling in the chat, if this thing misses again, release it. And I'm like, fine, if this thing misses again, it's getting released. Well, he ends up switching into Galvantula anyway, but there you go, Mienshao with a good hit there. Galvantula does not have very good defenses, so even with the resistance, it's going to get 2-hit KO'd, and Mienshao hits twice in a row, saving itself from the release. Regardless, it goes back into, he goes now out into Mandibuzz, so I'm just going to go Dark Flying against Dark Flying Pokemon with Honchkrow. Not because I think I can do a whole lot of damage to this with Honchkrow, but because I want to weaken it so I can hopefully revenge kill it with something else. So, yeah, I do survive his Foul Play with 10 HP. I just go for the Brave Bird. I'm going to basically seppuku myself against this thing, but It does do more than half, so that's pretty good. I was afraid it would do less because of Mandibuzz's huge physical bulk. Regardless, now I go into my Uber, not my Uber, my Mega, which is Mega Beedrill. I'm going to Mega Evolve and I believe I just go for the Protect, thinking that he might outspeed if he has some severe speed investment. But, yeah, he ends up just switching it to Aggron. And, yeah, I'm just going to go for the knockoff, because at this point I'm like, come on, I just need to get damage on this thing. I need to kill it. He goes for the Stealth Rock for some reason, and which is weird, because it's really late in the game. I don't know why he would do that instead of trying to kill me. But knockoff is a 2-hit KO on Aggron, which is huge. So now that leaves him with his last Pokemon, Mandibuzz, and my Mega Beedrill does have Poison Jab, which is enough to take it out. So that is a good game there. Derf, which is Fred, I guess. What is the numbers in his name? I don't know. But very nice match. Anyway, leave a comment about what your favorite underused Pokemon is, as in a Pokemon that is not overused. Any Pokemon that is not overused. So there's a lot of options. And obviously for me, it would be probably Furret or Magikarp, being that those are Pokemon that are not OU. But, yeah, it might be different for you, especially if your favorite Pokemon is an OU. So, yeah, leave a comment about that, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!